If you've followed me around or worked with me at all, you've heard me say this a number of times. Feel your damn feelings. Feel them all. It is not feeling your feelings that creates all sorts of havoc in our lives. It's what cultivates and generates the energy of blocks and self-sabotaging behavior and unhelpful patterns, all from not allowing ourselves to feel our feelings. So I had a good question the other day. Somebody asked me, well, what's the difference? I mean, how do you tell the difference between like feeling your feelings and just being in self-pity? And that's a great question. And the answer is the story. When you're really giving yourself the gift of your emotional experience in the moment, whatever that may be, there's no story attached to it. There's no why, there's no how, there's no what happened, there's no who done it. There's no this always happens to me. You're so deep in your somatic experience, in the full body expression of that moment, of that human experience. There's no room for your mind to come in and make a thing of it. You just feel it through in a few minutes, then whoo, it's gone. But when you're in self-pity, it can look like from the outside, oh, that person's just really in it. He or she is really feeling their feelings. And people can use that as an excuse to stay in that loop of poor me, which is I'm feeling my feelings, honor my feelings. We do honor your feelings, but self-pity is not feeling your feelings. Self-pity is still a way that we run away from our emotional experience by keeping ourselves in a story. And the story may have a flavor of this always happens to me, poor me, oh my gosh, or I'm so strong, I'm going to make it through. It's just staying stuck in this loop. It's creating an ego identity out of this emotional experience that you're not really having. When you have the emotional experience, it doesn't stay because this is a dynamic, ever expanding universe. And the same is true of every experience that we have as humans. It's when we refuse to have that experience, refuse to give ourselves that emotional experience, that it stays stuck like a rock and it festers and it oozes out into our lives and begins to control us and trigger us in weird and wonderful ways, just trying to get our attention to pull us back into that experience so that it can finally dislodge, expand, and move out and have a new life. But we're keeping ourselves stuck by not feeling our feelings. And self-pity is just another version of the story your ego will tell itself to help you avoid that emotional experience because the ego believes you're going to die. It's melodramatic. It believes you're going to die. Feeling your feelings is not drama. Drama is all the story you whip up around your feelings. The feeling itself is real transient, real intense, and real necessary. But once you let yourself have it, your energy, your frequency expands bit by bit by bit, and you become more whole, more of who you truly are. The more you avoid those feelings by stories of self-pity or other, the more you stay stuck in an experience, in a life that is too damn small for you. So don't do that to yourself, okay? Don't take your ego stories too seriously. Like it's okay. We all do it. We all get stuck in these little loops of self-pity. We all get stuck in these little stories and blaming and projection. It's part of the human experience as much as the emotional experience is part of the human experience. Where we really get stuck is when we refuse to acknowledge that our ego is running the show, or when we take ourselves and our story so seriously, like it's freaking gospel. Like, don't do that. Have a good chuckle about your ego stories. Out yourself to the people you trust. Whew, I'm having an ego storm. Let yourself laugh about it. That will deflate that ego about 90%. And then you can get underneath it, have your full lived experience, because that's what this life is about, is the full lived experience. Every moment of it, every emotional experience, every single one. Oh, I love you so much. So I hope that helps you understand the difference between feeling your feelings and self-pity. And sometimes we're afraid to feel our feelings because we're afraid of being perceived as pitying ourselves, being pitiable, being weak. Darling, feeling your feelings is the opposite of weak. That is truly courageous, truly. And you know the difference. I know you do. I love you so much. Thank you.